program studi bimbingan dan konseling. Diikuti yang kedua, lahirnya program studi pendidikan Pancasila dan kewarganegaraan. Yang ketiga adalah program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Yang keempat, program studi pendidikan guru sekolah dasar. Yang kelima, pendidikan teknologi informasi. Dan yang keenam adalah program studi pendidikan guru, pendidikan anak usia dini. Dari masing-masing program studi kami memiliki lulusan yang nantinya menjadi guru yang profesional di sekolah. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan merupakan salah satu fakultas yang berada di bawah naungan Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta. Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta atau Unisri memiliki 6 fakultas dan 1 program pasca sarjana. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan Unisri memiliki 6 program studi. Yang pertama adalah program studi bimbingan dan konseling. Diikuti yang kedua, lahirnya program studi pendidikan Pancasila dan kewarganegaraan. Yang ketiga adalah program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Yang keempat, program studi pendidikan guru sekolah dasar. Yang kelima, pendidikan teknologi informasi. Dan yang keenam adalah program studi pendidikan guru, pendidikan anak usia dini. Dari masing-masing program studi kami memiliki lulusan yang nantinya menjadi guru yang profesional di sekolah. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan merupakan salah satu fakultas yang berada di bawah naungan Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta. Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta atau Unisri memiliki 6 fakultas dan 1 program pasca sarjana. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan Unisri memiliki 6 program studi. Yang pertama adalah program studi bimbingan dan konseling. Diikuti yang kedua, lahirnya program studi pendidikan Pancasila dan kewarganegaraan. Yang ketiga adalah program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Yang keempat, program studi pendidikan guru sekolah dasar. Yang kelima, pendidikan teknologi informasi. Adalah program studi pendidikan guru, pendidikan anak usia dini. Dari masing-masing program studi kami memiliki lulusan yang nantinya menjadi guru yang profesional di sekolah. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan merupakan salah satu fakultas yang berada di bawah naungan Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta. Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta atau Unisri memiliki 6 fakultas dan 1 program pasca sarjana. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan Unisri memiliki 6 program studi. Yang pertama adalah program studi bimbingan dan konseling. Diikuti yang kedua, lahirnya program studi pendidikan Pancasila dan Kewarganegaraan. Yang ketiga adalah program studi pendidikan bahasa Inggris. Yang keempat, program studi pendidikan guru sekolah dasar. Yang kelima, pendidikan teknologi informasi. Dan yang keenam adalah program studi pendidikan guru, pendidikan anak usia dini. Dari masing-masing program studi kami memiliki lulusan yang nantinya menjadi guru yang profesional di sekolah. Baik.
Tapi kalau bukan gambar di sini berarti
iya.
Baik, siap. Fakultas Keguruan dan Ilmu Pendidikan merupakan salah satu fakultas yang berada
Cek.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to inform you that 1 minute again the webinar will begin.
Tes.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Shalom.
Om Swastiastu.
Namo Buddhaya.
Salam kebajikan.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome you, the academia, lecturer, intellectuals, into our guest lecture webinar of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta on
Post-Pandemic Learning Management Theory and Practice. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, allow us introduce ourselves to you. I am Joshua Levi Setiawan Putra and my partner
Jamia Langgeng Lestari
from English Education Program
as the Master of Ceremony in order to give the guidance through our today's webinar.
It is an honor to us to introduce and welcome the honorable audiences from our stage. First, the Honorable Bapak Profesor Sutardi, MAP Ph.D, as Director of Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta. Ibu Dr. Randa Sri Hartini MPD, as the Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta.
The Honorable Bapak Anggit Grahito, SPD MPD, as the Vice Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta.
The Honorable Ibu Dr. Anda Lydia Ersta Kusuma MPD, as the Head of Guidance and Counseling Study Program, Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta.
The Honorable Bapak Dr. Andes Yusuf MPD as the Head of Civil Education Study Program Universitas Selamat Riyadi Surakarta.
The Honorable Bapak Lukman Al-Hakim SPD MPD as the Head of English Educational Program Universitas Selamat Riyadi Surakarta.
The Honorable Bapak Jumanto SPD MPD as the Head of Early Childhood Teacher Education Universitas Selamat Riyadi Surakarta.
The Honorable Ibu Alfonsa Maria Sofia Habsari SSI MPD as the Head of Technology of Information Education Program Universitas Selamat Riyadi Surakarta.
The Honorable Ibu Ratna Widyaningrum SPD MPD as the Chairman of Committee of this guest lecture webinar.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this time we also greet with honor the invited speakers of this guest lecture webinar conducted by Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta. The first, the Honorable Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D. from Khon University, Thailand, as the first invited speaker of our first session. To Honorable Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Sawadika.
The Honorable Dr. Oktiana Handini, MPD, as the second invited speaker of our second session. Ladies and gentlemen, together with the introduction of our invited speakers, I will also tell you that this event will be divided into two main discussions.
Yes, the first discussion will be moderated by Bapak Dr. Sumardiono, SSM Hum, from Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta.
Okay, and the second session will be moderated by Ibu Imro'atul Mafiyah, SPD MPD, from Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta.
All praises and good worship to the Almighty God. Because of His blessings and mercy, we can all be gathered together in healthy and prima condition.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this great occasion, please allow us to deliver the agenda of the event for today, which are as follows. First agenda, opening speech by Master of Ceremony.
Second, hymning the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and Mars Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta.
Third, opening prayer.
Fourth, the report of the Executive Committee.
Fifth, the greetings.
Sixth, first session of discussion with the first keynote speaker.
Seventh, second session of discussion with second invited speaker.
And last, the announcement of the opinion contest and close with the offering of the certificate to all participants.
Ladies and gentlemen, stepping on the following agenda is hymning the national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and March of Universitas Selamat Riyadi, Surakarta. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn on your camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, the third agenda is the opening prayer, and the prayer will be led by Bapak Haji Arif Sutikno, Eskom Mkom. Bapak Haji Arif Sutikno, time's yours.
Cek. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi dan salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Peserta webinar yang saya hormati, marilah kita menundukkan kepala sejenak untuk memohon ridho kepada Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala untuk kelancaran kegiatan pada pagi hari ini. Untuk itu kami akan memandunya secara Islam. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma sholli ala sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Hamdan sagirin, hamdan yuafi ni'amahu wa yukafi mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalalika wa azimi sultanik. Allahumma ighfir lana wa li walidayyana walil muslimina wal muslimat wal mu'minina wal mu'minat al ahya'i minhum wal amwat innaka sami'un qaribun mujibud da'wat. Rabbi zidni ilma warzuqni fahma. Rabbi firli wali walidayya warhamhuma kama rabbayani shaghira. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, tiada kata dan rasa yang pantas kami haturkan kepadamu pada pagi hari ini selain rasa syukur kami kepadamu atas segala nikmat dan hidayah yang Engkau berikan kepada kami, sehingga kami bisa hadir bersama untuk mengikuti kegiatan webinar ASEAN Fakultas Keguruan Ilmu Pendidikan Unisri Surakarta tahun 2022. Untuk itu ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Karim, jadikanlah acara kami ini sebagai acara yang Engkau ridhoi, yang membawa barokah, rahmat, taufik, dan hidayah-Mu buat kami. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, izinkanlah kami memohon, jadikanlah kegiatan ini sebagai penyegar, pembangkit dan penggugah semangat kami dalam meningkatkan kualitas tugas kewajiban kami, sehingga kami bisa bekerja secara profesional dan proporsional, dengan baik dan tekun, sebagai bukti syukur kami atas penghambaan kami kepadamu. Ya Allah, ya Alim, ilmu-Mu begitu luas dan tak terbatas. Oleh karena itu, anugerahkanlah kepada kami ilmu yang bermanfaat sebagai bekal kami dalam menjalani hidup dan kehidupan, serta berilah kami kekuatan untuk mengamalkan dan menyebarluaskan ilmu yang telah Engkau anugerahkan kepada kami. Limpahkanlah kepada kami yang hadir pada acara hari ini kesehatan, kekuatan, kemudahan, dan keikhlasan, serta kecerdasan dan kearifan dalam mengikuti webinar ini. Ya Allah, ya Rahim, ya Rahman, satukanlah hati kami, padukanlah langkah kami, apungkan pengetahuan dan segarkan pemahaman kami agar kami dapat memetik hikmah yang terkandung di dalamnya. Jadikanlah kegiatan ini sebagai amal ibadah dan dapat terlaksana dengan baik dan sukses. Ya Allah, ya Ghafar, kami sadar ya Allah, tak sedetik pun kami bebas dari kesalahan, baik itu disengaja atau tidak. Tak sejengkal pun di hati kami yang bebas dari kesombongan, kealpaan, dan kehinaan. Ampunkanlah dosa-dosa kami ya Allah. Ampunkanlah dosa-dosa kedua orang tua kami ya Allah. dan orang-orang yang telah berjasa dalam membentuk kami seperti sekarang ini, ya Allah. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, akhirnya kami hanya bisa berharap bahwa Engkaulah satu-satunya akan mendengar setiap keluh kesah kami, dan hanya Engkaulah yang akan mengabulkan setiap permohonan kami. Rabbana zolamna anfusana wa illam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khosirin. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Bapak Arif.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next agenda is the opening report from the Executive Committee. Ibu Ratna Widyaningrum, SPD MPD. Ibu Ratna Widyaningrum, time is yours. Tes. Cek.
Nggak ngerasa gimana bang ya, diperhatiin aja. Gua ada nenek tuh kayak tadi dijelasin ya.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya.
Good morning ladies and gentlemen. The Honorable Rector of Universitas Slamet Riyadi, the Honorable Dean and Vice Dean of Teacher Training and Education Faculty, the Honorable the Head and Secretary of Study Program at Universitas Slamet Riyadi. Thank you and welcome to our honored guest and invited speaker today, Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D. as Assistant Professor of Kaen University, Thailand, and Dr. Oktiana Handini, MPD, as a Lecturer of Teacher Training and Education Faculty, Universitas Slamet Riyadi. The whole committee and participants, it's my great pleasure to welcome all of you. Alhamdulillah, all praise you to Almighty Allah, grant us this great opportunity to meet and learn together from our honored invited speaker today. I would like to thank to all committee that prepared and organized this webinar successfully. The topic of the guest lecture today is Post-Pandemic Learning Management Theory and Practice. This webinar is attended about 800 participants who came from students from Teacher Training and Education Faculty Universitas Slamet Riyadi and students from Postdoctoral Kaen University, Thailand. The COVID-19 pandemic can be considered the greatest challenge that education has faced in modern time, significantly disrupting institutions worldwide and billions of learners of all ages. There is still very little understanding of how institutions or we are as a teacher, lecturers, and students should prepare and respond. After the pandemic, it is necessary to plan the educational model that is carried out. So today, we will discuss learning management with our invited speaker, Assistant Professor Srisawasdi, Ph.D., and Dr. Oktiana Handini, who are experts in their field. Thank you to our distinguished guests and participants. Thank you for joining, and I hope you enjoy the webinar that is made a reality by the planning committee. And I hope you can take the knowledge that you learned here today and use it to better your lives and careers. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ibu Ratna Widyaningrum.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we would like to invite Ibu Dr. Anda Sri Hartini, MPD, as the Dean of Faculty of Teacher Training and Education, Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta, to deliver the speech. Ibu Sri Hartini, time's yours.
Tes. Cek. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Representatives of Slamet Riyadi Foundation, the Honorable Rector of Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta, and the Honorable Speaker from Khon University, and all the audience, thank you very much for joining us in the webinar entitled Post-Pandemic Learning Management Theory and Practice. This webinar is a collaboration between Fkip Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta, Unisri Indonesia, and Faculty of Education, Khon University, Thailand. And in this very special moment, I would like to say thank you for Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D, and Dr. Oktiana Handini, Magister Pendidikan. I do hope this webinar will be a start of a better and wider collaboration in the future, and I do hope that the webinar will give beneficial to our university and our students. Thank you very much for your attention, and I would like to say happy webinar. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Miss Sri Hartini, MPD.
And then we will invite Bapak Profesor Dr. Sutardi MAPP SC as Director of Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta. In this occasion, Bapak Profesor Sutardi will close the speech with the official open of this webinar. Bapak Profesor Dr. Sutardi, time is yours.
Thank you very much special to Master of Ceremony today. I am very happy to meet you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The Honorable Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D, Faculty of Education, Kaen University, Thailand, is invited as a first keynote speaker on guest lecture webinar. Dear Dr. Oktiana Handini, Master of Education, Senior Lecturer at Faculty of Teaching and Education Science, Slamet Riyadi University. She is invited as second keynote speaker. Thank you very much to Dr. Okti. Dear all members of Slamet Riyadi Higher Education Foundation, dear Sri Hartini, Bachelor of Engineering, Master of Education as Dean of Faculty of Teaching and Education Science at Slamet Riyadi University. All staff who are appointed as head of study program at Faculty of Teaching and Education Science, Slamet Riyadi University. Dear lecturers, students, and all participants for guest lecture webinar today. Dear all organizing committee, member of guest lecture webinar, and distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning to all of us. On behalf of Slamet Riyadi University, I am very pleased and proud to convey warm welcome to Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D., and also to Dr. Oktiana Handini, who will give the speech on guest lecture webinar today with special theme post-pandemic learning management theory and practice. Please allow me to deliver my appreciation to all colleagues at Faculty of Teaching and Education Science and all participants in this occasion that do have tremendous effort to conduct and to attending on guest lecture webinar by online system. It is due to the reason that up to now, the COVID-19 pandemic with new variants Omicron make all of us to be more careful and pay more attention, because this new variants is more dangerous and easily to infect human beings in many regions. So that this pandemic is entering to the third wave and more create a great impact on all sections, including on education, starting from playgroup school up to higher education. Therefore, there are many constraints to keep education going to with concentrating to prevent COVID-19 infection to all areas. The idea to create learning management based on information and communication technology, or ICT, is an excellent innovation and creation in order to continue learning and education process at university campus, such as in Selamat Riyadi University campus, particularly during and post-pandemic era. Inviting experts on learning and education management is the best choice to support us to prepare the implementation of delivering learning materials both on theory and practice to students by limited offline or by on-the-line system, or more often by blended learning system. Broadly, I support such guest lecture event as international collaboration between Selamat Riyadi University and Khon Kaen University at Thailand. This kind of program hopefully will increase the international reputation of the university, and it must be created or designed continuously to build scientific international cooperation system between universities in the world. Finally, I would like to deliver my great appreciation again and thank you very much to all guests and participants in this good online guest lecture webinar today. I do hope to our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, with this blessing and permission, the guest lecture webinar is officially open. Thank you very much. And last but not least, firstly, I would like to invite Associate Professor Niwat to visit my university in Solo for other occasion. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bapak Profesor Dr. Sutardi. Ladies and gentlemen, by this, the webinar of guest lecture is officially opened.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's move into our next session. That is the session of discussion itself. The first session of this interactive discussion will be delivered by Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D., from Khon University, Thailand, and will be moderated by Bapak Dr. Sumardiono SSM Hum. To both the keynote speakers and moderator, time's yours.
Nomor 2.
Kenapa ada yang duluan? Mungkin nanti ada yang nyalain sih. Di sini apa ya? Coba. Cek. Sudah masuk. Oke. Saya di apa ya? Kenapa? Siap. Okay. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome to our webinar series. And today we are going to have a very special title. And next we will have also a very nice discussion with the speaker from Thailand. And today's title is Post-COVID Learning Management Theory and Practice. And this special day, we have a very special guest speaker from Faculty of Education, Khon University, Thailand, Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D. Good morning, Prof. Srisawasdi. Hello. Are you already on the online? Okay. We will have around 20 minutes for the speech from Prof. Srisawasdi, and then the next 10 minutes we will have discussion. But please, if you have questions, you may put your questions on the chat room. After the speech, we are going to have the discussion with Prof. Srisawasdi. Okay. Before we start the session, I would like to give you a little bit curriculum vitae about Professor Srisawasdi. Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D. is receiving the doctoral degree of Science and Technology Education from Mahidol University, Thailand in 2019. And now he is the Deputy Dean Faculty of Education, Khon University. He is also acting Deputy Director, Khon University Demonstration School, International Division, and also the head of KKU Smart Learning Academy. And he is also the Chief of Technology, Learning, Engineering, and Development LED. Okay, and in this very special moment, he is going to present implementation of an andragogical teacher professional development training program for boosting TPACK in STEM education, the essential role of a personalized learning system. Professor Srisawasdi, please, 20 minutes for your speech. Thank you.
Okay, so good morning, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you, Professor Sumariano, for inviting me as a speaker for this webinar, and thank you very much for all university and all the participants for being here. So I'm not quite sure, Professor Sumariano, do you hear me? Hello? I'm not sure my voice is coming out. Hello? Did you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
Okay, thank you. So, thank you all for being here, and it is my great honor to be the speakers for this webinar. And Professor Sumadiano give the brief information about me. So, I'm the lecturer at the Faculty of Education, Khon University, Thailand. And so today, I will talk about how can we teach under the circumstances of the post-pandemic era. So please allow me to share my screen. Okay. Okay, so I think if everything going well, right? Okay, so today, the title of my talk is about the personalized online learning, the next normal, driven by the COVID-19 pandemics. And Professor Sumadiano announced me, so I am the Deputy Dean for the Research and Creative Educational Innovation at the Faculty of Education, Khon University, and also a head of the Smart Science Learning at the Smart Learning Innovation Research Center at the Khon University. So according to my my lecture timing, so I would go to hook the ideas about the post-pandemic learning management regarding to the theories and the practice. So to the best of my experiences on how can we provide the learning in the post-COVID-19 or even during the post-COVID-19 pandemics. So I would like to share my ideas about a crisis response migration method in education. So I think we encounter the same situation, not only Thailand and also in Indonesia and so many countries around the world. So to the best of my knowledge, so we try to overcome the limitations of the COVID-19 pandemic's effect, particularly on the education. So the way that we think, I think it should be the one solution that we might be able to apply to overcome the post-COVID-19 pandemic's effect is the personalized online learning across formal and informal environment. And I believe that this could be a long-term next education normal accelerated by COVID-19 pandemic. So please allow me to give you some more information about what is a personalized online learning across the formal and informal environment. As we know, during the COVID-19 pandemic, so our learners cannot go outside, our learners cannot go to school. Most of their time, they get stuck in their home. So most of the learning happen at home. And maybe even in Thailand now, the government try to open the school again. So they would like to give the vaccination to all the students. For now, all the students who are 12 years old and over, so they get their vaccination.
I cannot see your PowerPoint.
Oh, you cannot see my PowerPoint?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so sorry. So I will try to reopen it again.
Okay. It's already on the screen.
Okay. Do you see Professor Sumadiano?
Yes.
Do you see?
I see your PowerPoint.
Okay. So as we know, during the COVID-19 pandemic, so students cannot go to school, they get stuck in the home. So I think we encounter the same situation for Thailand and Indonesia. So today we would like to talk about the personalized online learning across the formal and informal environment to address or to overcome the effect or the limitation of the COVID-19 pandemics situation. According to my experience, I have worked a lot on the how can we foster the TPAC for both in-service and pre-service teachers, how the teachers can apply the digital technologies for their teaching, how can they use the technology to support the student learning at home, learning at that self-paced, or even learning in the other kinds of the environment, not only in the school. So this is a very important for the teachers. They should be able to understand and they should know how they can apply the technology to encounter that limitation. So I work a lot on the TPAC framework. So we have conduct several research projects. How can we support the teachers for teaching during the COVID-19 pandemic? This is just some of my research work that we have published in the international journal. So today, if anything, I can support you guys to learn about the TPAC or how can we support the teachers, both the pre-service and the in-service teachers, to use the digital technology for teaching, particularly on the STEM discipline subject. So it would be my great honor to support you here. So, but for today, talk, a practical case that I would like to show you, we would like to talk about the personalization. So when we talk about the personalization, so we talk about the learners. This is a very important keyword, particularly for the post-COVID-19 pandemic education. As we know, the learners cannot go to the school, they can study in the home, as I mentioned before. So the way that we can support them learn effectively is to think about the personalization, to think about the personal learners, how they can learn best when they learn at their home or when they learn at their self-paced education. So this is a case that I would like to share for today. I have two chapters to present according to the personalized online learning. So the first chapter is about the personalized formal online learning. And we are doing here, I believe that all the teachers in Indonesia as well, you have to use so many web conference, for example, like Zoom or Google Meet or WebEx. So we have to use it for conducting our class. So this, how can we turn that kinds of the teaching environment to be the personalized formal online learning? So this is a first chapter that I will discuss today. The second chapter is about the personalized informal online learning. So why I would like to discuss about this? Because as we know, they cannot go outside. They cannot go to learn in fields, particularly for my expertise. So I am the science educator in Thailand. So we cannot provide them to learn science outside the school, outside the classroom. So how can we maximize their learning by using the personalized informal online learning? So this is the second chapter that I will discuss for today. For the first chapter is about the personalized formal online learning. So I have a case that we conduct a large-scale educational improvement project in Thailand. That project called KKU Smart Learning Project. So we received the huge amount of the scholarship from the government, and then they would like us, like the KKU, to how can we facilitate the teachers and the students in Thailand when they have to learn or when they have to teach during the COVID-19 pandemics. So KKU established the project KKU Smart Learning Academy. So in this project, we design and develop an artificial intelligence power learning environment to support the self-learning at home, not only the student, but also the teachers. So they have to learn how can they use the technology for their class during the COVID-19 pandemics. and even after the COVID-19 pandemics. So this is an example of the learning system that we have developed. We call the KKU Smart T-Pack. In this learning system, so when the learners come to the system, so first thing that they will encounter is they have been diagnosed by the system to identify what is their errors in the learning, what is the misconception regarding to the STEM concept. For example, what are the learning style or the learning preferences when they learn the STEM subject, for example, also. So first thing, we diagnose their learning style, learning preferences, and also the learning errors in the subject area. And then the system will customize the learning pathway. I can say the personalized learning pathway for individual student, and then they learn by their own way. They learn by their self-paced learning regarding to the customization by the system.
Hello. Okay. Prof. Srisawasdi, we cannot see your next PowerPoint. We only see one page.
Oh, I have. Okay, I will try to add this. I have no idea what happened now.
Okay, it's okay.
Okay, I will stop share first, and I will try to share it again. I think that's gonna be better if I share the screen. Is this okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. If anything happened, so please let me know, Professor Sumariano. Thank you very much. Okay. So please apologize me for that things. So the third one is the monitor. So when they learn from the customization of their learning pathway, so the system will also can monitor how much they progress their own learning. So this is we call the way that we use the personalized formal online learning. So you can use the formal subject areas in the system. They can learn by their own at home, so they can get the diagnosis of their learning preferences and their learning error regarding to the subject areas. They get the specific learning pathway regarding to their style of the learning and their errors of their understanding. And also the system can monitor how much they progress the learning at that moment. So this is a very important one that we can provide a more effective learning for the student. And I believe that this is going to be the next chapters of the learning after the post-pandemic era, because as we know, I think in several countries, they already use e-learning as well as in Thailand. But if the e-learning just only the way that we can put the learning materials, for example, the PowerPoint, the PDF file, or the Word files, and then they interact with those material by themselves. So as we know, e-learning is going to be just something that the teachers bring something into the crowd technologies and then just interact by themselves. It's kind of quite a passive learning with the online technology. So if we use this kind of the learning environment, so they can, they have more motivation to interact with the web-based learning or the e-learning, because they, the system can diagnose their preferences of learning and also the learning errors regarding to the specific subject area, and then they receive the specific learning pathway individually. So they learn differently based on their profile, and then they also can monitor by themselves how much they can learn better. What is the point that they should be learned again? So the monitoring by the system is very important thing that will provide them for the learning progression. So I use these kinds of the AI powered learning environment with the student when we use the Zoom. So we meet each other with Zoom or the webinars, and then we allow them to learn by themselves at the personalized learning system via the online. And then after that, as I am the teacher, so I can monitor real time where is the errors for their learning. So how much individual student progress for their own learning. So after that, we come to sit together via Zoom, and then we discuss the main point that is their errors of the learning, and also what is the mistake that happen when they learn from the system, and what is the difficult part, the most difficult part that they think we should address together via the web conference. So this is an example that we use a personalized formal online learning in my class. So in this system, so as I mentioned that this is an AI powered learning system. At first, in this case, we implement with the pre-service science teacher at the KKU, and when they encounter into the system, so they will diagnose the conceptual understanding. They will be diagnosed the learning preference that I mentioned before, and also the specifications of the mobile devices that they have, and then the AI engine will process and provide them the individual learning pathway. So they learn differently based on their own profiles. Someone might learn from the video, and someone might learn from the PowerPoint or PDF file. That is the way that the system can support their learning. And also they learn on the different pathways, as you can see on the screen. This is an example. If we have the file content from M1 to M5, so they learn differently based on their fundamentals, conceptual understanding of the subject area. So this is the very effective method that we use for providing the personalized formal online learning. Okay.
2 minutes, Prof. Srisawasdi.
Yeah. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Is this okay? Is my PowerPoint project now?
Yes. Your PowerPoint is okay.
Okay. Okay, so this slide shows an example of the system. So when they log into the system, so they get the specific content from the system, and they learn by their own pace with the system. And also, as I mentioned, that they can monitor themselves how much they progress their own learning with the system. And also the teachers like me, I can also monitor all the students learning status when they interact with the system. So this is an example that we implement at the KKU, and this slide show an example when they learn or when they interact with the system. So they monitor themselves, and also the teachers monitor according to this system I designed by using the TPAC framework for the pre-service teachers. So I monitor their knowledge about the technologies, their knowledge about the pedagogies, and their knowledge about the content, and also the knowledge on the interaction between the technology, pedagogies, and the content. So as you can see on the screen, some of the students, they have the very good knowledge on the technology knowledge, or the pedagogies, or some of the content knowledge, but some of them still need to be learn some more on the content or the pedagogies for their teaching career. So this is an example that we use the personalized formal online learning as the way to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic effect. So this is an example of my publication that we published to present the way that we use the personalized learning system to foster the teacher TPAC development. If you would like to study more, so you can follow this publication that I published on the last years, and also for this year, as Professor Sumariano mentioned earlier. So this is a latest paper that we published, the way that we train the in-service science teachers in the KKU Smart Learning Project, and how we use a personalized learning system online. for putting their TPAC in STEM education. This is the last publication that we work on the project, and we probably to present the idea how can we help them to develop the TPAC in STEM education.
Hello, Prof. Srisawasdi, time is over. You still have something to say?
Hello.
Hello.
Is this okay, Sumadiano?
Yes. Okay. So can we start the discussion for the question and answer?
Okay. Okay. Sure. So,
Okay.
so that's a part. That's the part of my experience that to present here today.
Okay. I think there are some questions in the chat room, Prof. Srisawasdi. You can find them on the chat room.
Okay. So I'm so sorry if you cannot see my slide. I have no idea what's happened on my side. So I will try to fix that problem. So let me read the questions in the chat, right? Okay. I think the first question is Sumariano is how the learning condition in post-pandemic learning in Thailand, right?
Yeah.
The learning condition in post-pandemic learning in Thailand for now. So the government, we used to allow the school to open normally, and just only for the high school student they can come to school. And for example, in case of the demonstration school at the KKU, so we use a hybrid learning mode for their learning. So some of them come to the school to learn on site, but some of them have to learn via the online. And the way that we try to make it effectively is for someone who have to learn online, because we cannot bring them all into the classroom, so they can learn by themselves via the personalized learning system. That's the way that we provide to them for remediating. For someone they can learn in the class, that's really good, but for someone, as we know, they are different, right? So not all of them can learn in the class or even for the online. So for now we still use the hybrid mode. But for the last month, we have to close the school because the pandemic's coming again, like Omicron, as everybody know. So, but on the February, so the government announced that's already, so we can open the school again. So this is a very difficult time for all schools in Thailand, how to address post pandemic learning. So, but the one thing that I believe that I saw from the teachers, they upskill themselves to use the technologies automatically. How can they use the online learning? How can they use the hybrid learning mode in the school? So for now, I believe that after the pandemic's gone, that I hope so. So they will very fluent to use both the online learning and the hybrid learning modes for the school in Thailand. So the next question is about what technologies or media I usually use in TPAC-based learning in Thailand. So typically the TPAC framework has been used for training the teachers in Thailand, and most of the training are the face-to-face professional learning development program as all the educators conduct in the role. But in the COVID-19 pandemic, so we have to do some kind of like the online trainings, and also if possible we prefer to use a hybrid professional learning development program for them. So the technology that we use is the Zoom for the online learning, but for the face-to-face instruction or the face-to-face training, so we use so many digital technologies. In terms of the STEM education, regarding to my expertise, so we use sensor technologies, we use the digital game, we use the simulations, we use the augmented reality or AR, and also for my own work, so we develop the artificial intelligence supported learning system for training the teachers that I mentioned in my publication. So the technology that we use for TPAC now is AI powers the learning system for the teachers as the KKU conduct now.
Okay, thank you, Prof. Srisawasdi. Okay, do we still have time, the committee, for the discussion? Okay, maybe there are. Okay, Prof. Srisawasdi, I'm sorry, I think it is a very nice discussion, but because the time is over, so we have to go to the next session, Prof. Srisawasdi. Okay, hopefully there will be another discussion about STEM and TPAC. It is very nice and new for us. Okay, but because there will be a next question with Ibu Dr. Oktiana, so we have to stop the discussion now. Thank you, Prof. Srisawasdi, for your ideas and inspiration. Thank you very much for the audience.
You're welcome. So thank you very much.
Yeah, this is the end of the session. But don't worry, there will be another session after this. So please, audience, you still have to stay tuned for the next session. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum.
สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
Okay, thank you very much for Assistant Professor Niwat Srisawasdi, Ph.D. Khon.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now we are in the second session of the webinar, and the invited speaker will be Ibu Dr. Oktiana Handini MPD and will be moderated by Ibu Imro'atul Ma'fiyah SPD MPD. To the invited speaker and moderator, time is yours.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone, the honorable participant, ladies and gentlemen. Pleased to see you and thank you for still joining with us. I am Imratul Mafia and will be the moderator for this second session. And it's still about our theme, post-pandemic learning management. And here with me, a beautiful lady, as you can see, the beautiful lady in red, yeah, and she will be the second speaker for this second discussion, yeah. So stay tuned with us. She is Ibu Dr. Oktiana Handini, Master of Education. Good morning, Ibu.
Hi, good morning.
How is life?
Oh, it's very nice.
Alhamdulillah. Anyway, thank you for coming with us. All right. Before she delivers material, I would like to inform you, yeah, a little bit about her. Yeah, she is one of the lecturers in Teacher Training and Education Faculty Universitas Slamet Riyadi Surakarta. And about her educational background, she received her bachelor degree at Universitas 11 Maret Surakarta, and she taken the master degree at Universitas Negeri Jakarta, and recently she officially got the doctoral degree last year, yeah, Bu,
Yep.
yeah, right? From Universitas 11 Maret Surakarta, and she is expertise in elementary school teachers education, and as we can see from her curriculum vitae that she is very actively participates in educational aspect. Yeah, Ibu, it can be seen from your roles in some position and some activity in organizations and committees in educational scope. But of course, yeah, you cannot wait for her presentations, yeah, as you can see, yeah, and she will talk about what we call determined self-learning and hybrid learning. All right, Ibu, you have 20 minutes for presentations, and then it will be followed by discussion for question and answer. Ibu, the floor is yours. Monggo. Silakan.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you, Bu Iim, as a moderator in this webinar. Basically, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to all participants of the webinar. Good morning. Let's join and thank you for their faculty, teacher and training. Slamet Riyadi University that inviting me to join in the guest lectures or webinars of Universitas Slamet Riyadi. And the committee asked me to the topic about post-pandemic learning management, of course, theory and practice. Well, in this moment, we would like to discuss about this and just talking about what kinds of the post-pandemic theory and practice. Bu Iim, we know that 2 years we have got a pandemic and participants or students learning at home, or we can see online learning system. We can feel what is it about the comfort or uncomfort that students still little bit less of joining the material in face-to-face, yeah, and face-to-face, so that they learn at home, they just learn in front of the laptop, yeah, at the screen or something like that. Well, many loads of loads of information that they got from the teacher directly, yeah. Now, let's discuss about my topic. This is about the post-pandemic. We know that after the pandemic, we have the direct learning process at school. The student from the elementary school until the university now prepare how we get the Indonesian people say tatap muka or direct learning, yeah, or
We can
what is
say
it?
Offline learning.
Offline
Yep.
learning, that's right. Okay. Many methods that teacher can do. One of them about self-determined learning. Okay, and secondly about the hybrid learning methods. The committee, can you help me to share the screen? Yeah, about my presentation, that's right. The next slide. Well, today I would like to tell you about the post-pandemic learnings. First, about self-determined learning, and secondly, about hybrid learning. Well, about the self-determined learning, that next slide first. Okay, this is called pedagogy, or tell about these conditions. The expert is Stuart Hayes. This is the process in which learning takes initiative for the identify learning need, and that's the learner formulating learning goal, and the learner to get sources, and then implementing the problem solving, reflecting learning process until the learners give the decisions of the understanding. Well, whenever we know about the self-determined learning, next slide, we can see three reasons that we can compare with pedagogy or andragogy. Well, whenever we know about in kindergarten, we can say about pedagogy, Bu Iim. Pedagogy is being still for the condition that the young learners. And then whenever the andragogy, we can say the adult ones. So the learners still combine with the teacher in andragogy. But in pedagogy, still everything's told by the teachers. Teachers still dominated because the young learner usually still need the kinds of facility for the learning one. But in pedagogy, it focuses on the locus of control from the learners. Learners should gather many kinds of information, resources, or some kinds of understanding of reference. So they can find from the library or some resources. Before, I would like to tell first about the conditions of the comparisons. Okay, about the education sectors, maybe the level Bu Iim, it's still school, and then for the andragogy is adult educations. We can take from many sector, but from the pedagogy, it the highest program or doctoral research. The cognitive level, we need concept from not only for the cognitive, but the metacognitive and epistemic. The epistemic is the process from understanding until the progress of decision. Okay. And then what about the knowledge product contents in here? The creations, the critical thinking or collaborations or communication is very neat. So in the 21st century now, the learning process, or Indonesian people say pembelajaran abad emas 1, that the first speaker said about TPACK or TPAC or STEAM correlated with this point in pedagogy. Next slide first. Now, how about the characteristic of self-determined learning? This is independently. Actions are taken independently. So the learners give time to get many information that I said before. And then the behavior is self-motivated. The events begins and responds to, in a way, the psychological enabling. Self-fulfill is a key component. Bu Iim, self-fulfillment is a key component in outcome. So I said that it is self. Okay, next. Yeah. What kinds about the teacher strategy for the participants? Well, teacher strategy to improve the self-determinations or self-determined learning in here. Finding new methods to motivate students and give reinforce the positive behaviors response, of course. Making effective motivators, because teacher as a motivators too, or as a facilitators too, in instructional plans. The problem solving is important for the student outcomes, because they should get the last one is about the decision that I know, I understand, or I don't understand about this. This is the last or the final one, Bu Iim. Okay, student involved in IAP meeting. IAP meeting, it means the internationals or the education's progress or something like that. Next one, next, yeah. Now, about the motivation, Bu Iim, because this is self-motivations, all participants, you should understand too, because of self-determined, of course, this is the motivation by themselves or by the learners, yeah? So learners begin to motivations. Three basic psychological needs in his motivations in human activity. This is self-determinations, competence, and relatedness. Okay. Well, before I think about the extrinsic, this is from the outside, people have some intrinsic motivations. How about the extrinsic? It's come from the environments, yeah? It comes from the environments that reinforcement stimulate individuals to pursue the activity. I said that pursue. What is it? How to get the persuasions, yeah? That provide a reward, and the reward is depends on the individual performing particular behaviors. Okay. The next one. Next slide. Okay. Beside them, I gave you the second step about the hybrid. The hybrid is the combinations between traditional face-to-face, or we can say luring class, and the online class, yeah, and with out of class course work. So whenever we can take the formula, we can combine between the curriculum and ICT in here, yeah, ICT. Okay, next. How about the hybrid ones? Time allocation strategy for the effective hybrid learning in here. Adopt for the schedule and remote of the hybrid one. And dedicated the specific teachers to the remote learner, or what is it? I said motivate, yeah, or I said mendorong gitu. That's right. And then move to blended strategy. Blended strategy appropriate with the hybrid learning, because the maximize available time while encouraging and empowering learners. And the next one about develop a coverage schedule. Divide, that I said divide. And what is it? Can course to provide need and relief. Next. The next one. Okay, is the conditions of them that I can tell you more that you can see from my slide here. Basically, the combinations between online and offline, it many qualities. Okay, next one, and that you can see. Okay, this is about what is it? Familiars with the modern technology, and of course with the students' absence, how to mitigate mitigate along the student absence, so that the activity and learning teacher remoted. Teacher gave the kinds of the materials, and teacher can give many models in learning. Yes. Okay, thank you. The next ones. Well, this is the conditions of hybrid. Maybe the slide can you copy after this. I think it's the combination between online and offline, that this we can say hybrid or blended learning, Bu Iim. I think for the post-pandemic is suitable for getting the learning process, not only for the elementary school, but also until the university program. I think this material that I can give you. Okay.
That's all.
That's all.
All right. It's interesting and informative material, for us, since we are now facing post-pandemic situation.
That's right.
But before I let our participants to join us, I would like to ask you one question. If you talk about self-determining learning, what is hanging in my mind is that how we as a teachers or as lecturers initiate, empower our students related with how we combine offline and online. Do you have any strategies how to motivate and empower our students?
Good question, Bu Iim. That is very, very commonly. In globalization era, Bu Iim, the conditions of online and conditions in it is post-pandemic. Teacher should have a readiness. First of all, teacher need many kinds of models or maybe strategy to get the learning process can be smooth. We must know that 2 years of the loss of them, so students or learners still just keep silent at home or just in front of the screen. So that the condition of the laziness of them, make a student need a warming up again. So the teacher strategy, I think first of all, how to warm, how to improve the motivation for the learners, especially for the material that need a progress of critical thinking. So how about this? How about the concept of them? I think teachers should have any kinds of first lay about the motivation or external motivation first. So please warn, please give up, please get up, please get up, and get up. Go to get the future goal that should get about the learners. First of all, this is about how to reach the achievement first. How to reach the achievement. So if the student has some thinking that I should reach the motivation, of course, not only extrinsic motivation but intrinsic motivation that I have said in pedagogy, this is about how to initiate. So how about the teacher deliver? So teachers give what kinds of material, and now about the project-based learning, problem-based learning, and materials. And then the student should get the material from many rivers or resources. Of course, the library is the facility.
And they can take it everywhere.
Everyone,
so
e-book.
Distances doesn't matter.
Distance doesn't matter, Bu Iim. So e-book or maybe book from the library, or they can get many articles that, I think, many
our
reference.
matters as a lecturers or as a
Good idea.
educators. Yeah?
Good idea.
All right. Okay. I think we have to let the participant to join us. A very interesting and very amazing discussion, Ibu. But I will let the participants, if you have questions, just leave message in chat room, or you may raise your hand, and I will invite you to having a discussion with us. Yeah, Ibu,
Okay.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
Is there any response for the participants? Yeah, yeah. We still be waiting. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Bu Iim, I would like to add students learners, students or learners as a participants in learning. They have many space that can find from the material from the teachers to give the topic.
Yeah. So I think also we need to initiating with the interesting material, methodology, strategy, so that they are really empowered. All right. Yeah, we have already had question there, Ibu. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. We have already had one question. Yeah, from the participants. Yeah. Good morning, and thank you very much for the presentation. Yeah, and today I would like to ask you regarding with the pedagogy application. Yeah. All we know that there are three aspects in applying pedagogy theory. There are effective, psychomotoric, and cognitive. And that I would like to point is that how to take the best method and what kind of activity to improve the psychomotoric aspect to the elementary school and middle school students, perhaps in secondary school students, ya Ibu, especially in nowadays hybrid learning system. Do you got the point, Ibu?
Yes.
These very good questions from the participants. Yeah.
Sophisticated questions. I think sophisticated questions.
Yeah. What's your point about these questions?
Okay. There is combination between that said about self-determined and hybrid Bu Iim. The participant asked about the combinations between knowledge and then cognitive, cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric. Yeah.
How to combine the all
how we
aspect.
combine. So in this globalization era, now many models in learning or many learning model can be take for getting and support for three aspects of affective, psychomotoric, and cognitive. First, it's about the project-based learning, I think. Now, project-based learning can deliver to the learners or to the participants. Why I say this is one of the good answer or good solution? Because whenever we deliver about the project-based learning, the cognitive process of the learners can improve, can get the cognitive process can get from many resources, not only from the reference or from the books, but also they can get some materials from that I have said before, from the articles or maybe from the information from the teacher or lecturers or instructor. And then how about the psychomotoric? So the psychomotoric is the process how to perform about the models that can do in in a learning process. And then how about the affective is of course behaviors, personality can support. Of course. So as a teacher training faculty students what is it? Behavior is very important for getting the progress in the job. So as a teacher for the future, so not only for the psychomotoric, but also a cognitive one. And the process that can be online and offline, that the combination between the hybrid learning, Bu Iim,
Okay,
I think like this.
So you are proposing project-based learning, right?
Yeah.
And it is a combining, between when we talk about hybrid learning, means it is a combination between online and offline. What do you think about the proportion? How should we divide it? Should us make it 50-50? 60-40, or do you have any suggestion related with that?
Good. According to my mind, according to my opinions, I think we can divide in same proportions.
All right.
Same proportion. Why? Offline, just only how to promote, how to motivate, how to give some information that they need the conversations or discussion between teachers and students, or about lecturers and students. Yep. So after that, they should go to the condition that outside of the class, outside of the classroom, for getting some resources, for getting some information to, to get supporting of the materials.
Yep.
And after that, if they have a problem, they can discuss by online or in consciousness. Or management learning system can deliver. Management learning system can deliver. So this is just only the information by chatting with the teacher, with the lecturers, or with the instructor. Some problem that can find in a field or in outside of the classroom. I think so. According to your question, how about the part of them? I think it's 50-50.
All right. And of course, it depends on the situation, right?
Good idea.
know that this is unpredictable.
Unpredictable.
All right. The second question. Maybe it is the last question from the participants.
Okay.
All right. From Andriani. Hello, Andriani. Thank you for your questions. I want to know, is there any system, is there any system that help teachers to become professional in learning after the pandemic and to teach students? Because there must be a normal situation and differences after the pandemic. So the question dealing with what system that can used by the teachers to make the students learn professionally. You know, it's not only the teachers become professional, but students also needs to become professional. Okay,
that's right. That's right. Okay, I think that I want to answer this good question too. In this, the second question in here, as a provisional students, as a professional student and as professional teachers. Learning management system, one of the example, Bu Iim. Okay. Beside that, can support by some media. Now, learning media are very, very suitable for support the process in learning. We have film, we have procedures, we have step for getting the strategy, giving the progress for the student for in taking the goal. I think. I see. So teacher, not only in in a discussion, orally discussion by online or something that lecturing that I see, but teachers should act with the many media, interactive media. Now in a computer, we have in an online media, we have got some aspect from this. So we can take which one that it is suitable with my materials. especially for the teaching training faculty, I think. So what kinds of the learning process in micro teaching process learning? How to face the student with the specific condition.
Apa yang telah ditinggalkan itu akan dapat dimanfaatkan oleh.
That we can take for and answering the question here.
We still have some minutes. Perhaps we able to answer the last question. Please, how to improve the university students' motivation in dealing with face-to-face. We have already answered this question, right? By giving interesting methodology for teachers, interaction materials, and if I can say that the need analysis previously is better, to get the students' need, and challenge. All right, the last question, perhaps. May I introduce? I'm Yakub. I want to ask about the implementations of hybrid learning. Can you explain it briefly to close? Perhaps to conclude. How about the implementations of hybrid learning at school that can be implemented by teachers or lecturers? Perhaps for conclusion of this session.
Thank you for Jacob in here. I would like to answer your questions and conclude of our presentations in here about the implementations of hybrid learning at schools. And it is possible because my teacher is still lacking in IT operation. Oh my God. Well, hybrid.
Homework for us. As a teachers and as a lecturers.
This is the conditions, but not all of the teachers. I think I must reviews of your statement in here because possible teachers still lacking in IT operation. No, teachers now is appropriate with the IT facility and teacher can operate computer well. Okay, about the hybrid, I think two aspects that we know in hybrid. First of all, first of motivation that this is from the students, from the learners. Secondly, from the teachers or from the instructor or from the lecturers. So lecturers should have the ability or capability how to improve one and deliver the materials with the composition, with the composition or combination between printings, reference or book.
Providing some reference, qualified references,
but also some reference that appropriate to motivate, to motivate students getting many understandings until the level or the decision she or he know about the materials. Okay, and the facility, of course, from the university should
provide
about about the internet, about the internet actions and facilities about device of IT, IT device. So, this is correlated. It is very correlated.
It's nice and amazing discussion, Ibu.
Thank you,
the honorable participant, ladies and gentlemen, we will end up to the end of this session. But before I close up, once more, I will conclude the material from Ibu Dr. Okti, that let us take our best roles. As a students, you have to prepare yourself, you have to empower yourself to face pandemic situations. As a teachers, lecturers, for us, we need to enrich capabilities related with touching technology in our classroom, maintaining interesting activities, strategy, of course, as it is make our students highly motivated. Yeah, Ibu,
Course. Yes,
all right. All right, the honorable participant, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for Ibu, as our second speaker in today's webinar, and also all of you, the participants, ladies and gentlemen, for your active participation. So you have a very nice discussion, and finally, to end up, give applause to the speaker, the committees, and also you as an active participation. Okay, thank you. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Have a nice weekend.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for all participants.
Thank you very much, Ibu Oktiana Handini and Ibu Imro'atul Mafia.
Ladies and gentlemen, now we move to the third session that will be the announcement of the third runner-up and the winner of the opinion contest in this webinar, which will be announced by Bapak Lukman Al-Hakim, SPD MPD, Ibu Ulupi Sitoresmi SSM Hum, and Ibu Ferisa Prasetyaningrum Utami, SPD MPD. As the opening of this session, I respectfully request Bapak Lukman, Ibu Ulupi, and Ibu Ferisa to give the short speech and announce the winner of our contest in this webinar event.
Cek. Cek. Ladies and gentlemen, and now I will inform you the third place about the video competition event. So, the third place was won by Jonathan Christian Haryanto from STT Warga Surakarta. Congratulations. This video has the excellent of visualizing effect and educational value about the importance of attention with health protocols in blended learning in school in the new normal. So, congratulations, Jonathan Christian Haryanto. Thank you.
Cek mic. Well, Ladies and gentlemen, allow me to announce the second winner of this competition. The winner goes to Salma Bestari from Elementary Teacher Education Program, Universitas Slamet Riyadi. Congratulations, Salma. And the strong points of these videos are, first, the topic is quite well elaborated. And the second, the visualization helps the audience understand the topic better. Again, one more time. Salma, congratulations on your achievement. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, here I would like to announce the first winner of this competition. Here, this video has the strong
Hi,
points.
I'm Prilina Widya
First,
Puspitaweni.
the content has deep and wide analysis. It gives the phenomena of teaching and learning during pandemic and post-pandemic, seen from the perspective of lecturers and students. And it also gives solution and potential opportunity to students. Second, the performance is very well. It is seen from the aspect of grammar, pronunciation, and fluency. Third, in the educational aspect, it contains and gives positive aspects, like optimistic. The last, it's about the quality of the video. The video is quite well. Congratulations for the winner, Miss Prilly. Thank you very much.
Who have difficult adapting to new habits. So, the activities.
Thank you very much for all judges that have been giving their speech and also the announcement of the third runner-up and the winner of the opinion contest. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now in the closing session of our today's webinar. And as the closing statement from us, as the master of ceremony in this event, we representing all of the committees and also the person in charge in this event would like to offer a good appreciation and the dedication to our honorable invited speakers and our honorable audience of this webinar.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we do really hope that this seminar will give us a good knowledge and experience as a provision for our lives in the future in facing the era of education during this COVID-19 pandemic. And ladies and gentlemen, as the closing of our webinar today, there will be a certificate that will be displayed by the IT team. So for the IT team, please display the certificate for all attendees.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, reaching to the end of agenda, we will have the virtual group photo session, which will be guided by the IT committee who is concerned. For all the honorable audience, please turn on your camera.
Once again, we will have the virtual group photo session that will be guided by the IT committee. For all of the attendees, please turn on your camera. Please begin.
First slide. 1, 2, 3.
Second slide. 1, 2, 3. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, finally I am Joshua Levi Setiawan Putra and my partner
Jamil Langgeng Lestari would like to end this webinar. See you on the next event.
Thank you very much dan terima kasih.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Jangkui